Good evening, I'm Britni McDonald. A number of areas are dealing with heavy damage from storms moving through our area. Here are just a couple in Dodge County. These pictures are sent in from Joe Meager. As you can see, winds were powerful enough to bend a flagpole and rip a tree out of the ground. NBC15's Madeline Anderson will have more on the damage in Dodge County a little later. But first, joining me now is NBC15 meteorologist Brian Dukes. And Brian, what can you tell us about what's going on now?
Well, fortunately,
residents in Dodge County are cleaning up from this morning's storm after strong winds damaged property, knocked down power lines, and uprooted trees. We sent NBC15's Madeline Anderson to survey the scene in the town of Hustisford, the place hit hardest by the severe weather. The Dodge County Emergency Management Director says all of the homeowners have insurance. Deerfield was also hit today. People living there tweeted about winds so strong they blew a shed onto power lines near Highway 73, and witnesses even claim it created a small fire. As you can see in the video, pieces of the shed were scattered across the side of the road and the road itself, and loose power lines were hanging over the road. The severe weather wasn't just contained to Wisconsin. Wild weather in Chicago forced a mandatory evacuation of Soldier Field during the Bears game today. After dark skies loomed over the field for most of the first quarter, fans were asked to clear the stands. Play was suspended due to severe weather conditions rolling in, including a tornado warning in the Chicago area. Heavy rains and lightning sent the teams back to the locker rooms and more than 60,000 fans to the Soldier Field concourse. The game was delayed for just under 2 hours, but has since resumed. Switching gears now, football Sunday is a day that many sports fans look forward to, but lately the popularity of the sport has been challenged by increased concern of long-term effects of big hits. The concern over head injuries pushed many parents to pull their children from the sport altogether. Pop Warner, the nation's largest youth football program, says nearly 10% fewer kids are playing than just 3 years ago. In an exclusive interview with today's Matt Lauer, former Packer great Brett Favre spoke about his experiences with head injuries and what he would do if he had a son who wanted to play. Good evening, I'm Britni McDonald. We'll have that story in just a moment. But first, the Badgers returned home to Madison today to take on the Cougars of BYU. NBC15 Sports' Hobie Artigue joins us with more. Marshall police need your help finding a runaway teen who may be in danger. Police say 14-year-old Abigail Zamarripa has been missing since Thursday. She was last seen leaving Marshall Middle School and getting into a newer small gray car. If you have any information on her whereabouts, call Marshall Police. Now to an update of a story we've been following very closely. Another vigil was held this afternoon for 18-year-old Aprina Paul. You'll remember earlier this week, an Evansville man admitted to burning the body of the Fitchburg teen at his home in Rock County. Nathan Middleton told investigators he and Paul met when she answered a Craigslist ad for sex. Middleton says he picked up Paul and took her back to his home where they took an unknown drug and had sex. But the next morning, he says she didn't have a pulse, and he tried to dispose of the body. Despite Middleton's confession, investigators have sent some of the human remains found on the property to a lab in Illinois in order to officially confirm it is Aprina Paul. Welcome back, everyone. Well, the word is in the forecast.
yeah, the four-letter S word, snow. Good thing is we're not talking about real accumulation, but it will as we head towards next weekend, approaching 50 degrees. You'll be looking forward to that, right?
I will. There were some people commenting on our Facebook page about how excited they want. I said a little snow is coming. They said, I want a ton of snow.
Not yet, eventually.
Have a great night. Now at 6, a restaurant goes up in flames in Grant County. Good evening, I'm Britni McDonald. The Culvers caught fire early this morning in Grant County. Here are images from the Grant County Scanner Facebook page, as well as our NBC15 fan page. The Platteville Fire Department posted a warning about the fire at around 6 this morning. The Culvers is on business 151 in Platteville. 151 was closed from Water Street to the Dollar General store for several hours today. We'll be sure to bring you more on this fire as details become available. A report of a man with a gun downtown that prompted a police alert turned out to be a false alarm. It was just a man returning home from hunting. UW-Madison police sent the alert around 10:15 this morning, warning students and staff to avoid West Mifflin Street after receiving multiple reports of a man walking with a shotgun in the area. They later found the man was on his way home after hunting and was walking from his parked vehicle to his apartment with an uncased shotgun. The Garden Fresh Foods plant in Milwaukee halts production and reassigns about 100 employees because of product recalls. Garden Fresh had 8 separate recalls since the end of August after food safety officials detected Listeria bacteria. The recalls include various fresh-cut vegetables and ready-to-eat slaws, dips, and spreads, as well as 50 tons of ready-to-eat chicken and ham products. The Garden Fresh spokeswoman says it's unknown how long production will be halted while the company deals with the recalls.